Hi guys, hope you're all well. Welcome to Future You's YouTube channel with myself. I'm Sean, I'm the director. First of all, we just want to say a huge thank you to the NHS who are doing such an amazing job at the time. To everyone else out there, we hope you're all safe and well. We want to do a video for a couple of reasons. First of all, was to thank people for their donations. As you'll have seen, and as many as have joined in, we have our head ambassador Luke O'Nien delivering workouts all of last week and this week to help people keep fit, keep moving while stuck at home, but then also on the back of that to raise money for those who are doing an amazing job, keeping us all safe and well and treating the ones that unfortunately have been affected. So first of all, thank you very much. Keep continuing to support us and we will keep continuing to deliver our content. We're in a very privileged position to be able to do so, and it's great that we can play our part alongside yourselves in this battle against this epidemic. Yes, so the second thing that I want to go on about, obviously leading on from the workout, is we've had a huge influx in messages, in likes, subscribers, things like that on all social media channels. We've had an influx of visitors to our website. A lot of people wanting to know about the brand, about what we do, and sort of the reasons behind where we are and what we're doing. So I thought it was really important to come and really share my story as the director and share the business's story up to this point and where we see the business going next 6 months, year, and ultimately the end, what our target is and what our goal is. So to take you back to the beginning, I started off with the sports coaching company, and I did that when I was at university, set up when I was in university, and was very successful. At one point had over 40 coaches on board and really enjoyed it. The business came from nowhere. Basically, I went in delivering cricket coaching at schools, and one school heard, then the next school said, "Oh, will you come in and do it at ours," etc., etc. And before long, I was in more schools than I could have time for, so I brought someone else in on board to help me. And at the time, then someone else said, "Oh, well, do you know anyone that delivers gymnastics?" At the time, my girlfriend was a gymnastics instructor, so she came on board, and then all of a sudden, the business grew, and we ended up delivering over, I think, 20-odd different sports, and we had about 40-odd people working for us at one point. So that was very successful. I then sold that business to a company and then set up a fitness events company, which some of you might have heard of, the Fitness Games, based in the Northeast. Again, I went in that. It was great. I ran 2 events, 2 big events, 1 smaller one, and had other people that helped me along that journey and joined in with that, and forever grateful with that. They didn't have I wouldn't say the desired effect, because they were very successful. We had 120 people, 127 people, I think it was exactly, to the second event, which, to be honest, looking at that is a huge success. I think we had 74, I think, at the first one. So it was growing. I learned a lot about business in a different capacity from sort of events, and so where I'd fallen into business from the first sort of side of things, I then discovered the harsh realities of business from another perspective, and had to juggle sort of facts and really figures around sort of making sure that worked. I then sort of got moved over in towards the fitness industry even more so by gathering all my PT qualifications. So I started PTing at the same time, teaching group exercise. From day one, you'll notice a theme that whatever business I've been involved with or worked for, it's always been with the passion of helping people become fitter and healthier. Coaching, that was great, working with kids in primary schools, things like that, getting them to, and from my sport, cricket, getting them involved and getting them enjoying something I was passionate about, through to fitness, running fitness events again alongside PT and helping people become fitter and healthier. So that was a natural progression for myself. From the back of that, I started delivering boot camps into businesses. So I was working as a PT at the time, teaching group exercise, and for me it was a case of, well, what else can I do? How can I reach more people? Because being a PT, working one-on-one, there's only one person you can help in one slot. You can then move to obviously smaller group training, which I did, and then group exercise again, which I did. But for me, there was always a burning desire to help more people. So businesses were the way to go, corporate. So I took what I learned from the sports coaching business, went into one business, set up a boot camp, started running them before work, during work, after work. That then another business on the same retail park said, "Oh, can you come in and do us?" Again, grew and grew and grew. To then one point said, "Oh, do you know anyone that works in mental health?" At the time, I didn't, but I said, "Yeah, no problem." we'll sort that out. So found someone that worked in mental health, and at that moment in time, I didn't realise how huge a sector that was going to be. You're talking now 4.5 years ago when this sort of all came about, 4.5 years ago. And for me, it was a case of, yep, that's fine. And I used the model that I did for my sports coaching and grew it. So we then ended up with fitness, mental health, nutrition, finance, advice, injury and rehab, team building, and a whole range of different services. So we were delivering quite a broad spectrum in a lot of businesses, and some businesses we worked in just one-offs, other businesses we had annual contracts, and other businesses we even looked after their staff employee wellness budgets annually, and even in some cases looking 2-3 years down the line how that would be spent. Whilst in the business of delivering all those within different companies and different sectors, we sort of decided that we wanted to help more people, and how could we do that? And the fact that we were delivering services to people, but what happens if they miss one of them services? Or what happens if, for example, from a mental health point of view, we delivered an annual mental health talk in a company, and person X has just got back off holiday, wife's had a promotion, fantastic. So we might have taken part, or she's taken part in whatever we delivered, but couldn't really engage as much as what other people could. And then, say for example, 6 months down the line, that person, husband, wife, lose their job, dad gets diagnosed with cancer, or whatever life event throws at them, which then starts a little bit of anxiety, depression, it snowballs, and they can't wait for another 6 months until we do our annual mental health talk to engage with us. Alongside these sort of thoughts that we had as a business, I also unfortunately lost my uncle to suicide, which was horrific, absolutely horrific. And for the first time ever, you hear about these things, you watch them on the news, you see them in films, honestly horrible, but you never really understand the impact that it has until you're in that situation. And I think for a lot of people through life, you're in that bubble where it'll not happen to me. It'll not happen to me. I grew up in a great household. I've got 3 sisters. We weren't rich, but we never wanted for anything. Families tight as could be. And just out of the blue, that happens. And that really shook my world and shook my family's world. And it was quite a hard thing to get over. And for the first time, it's where sort of the business really changed. We went from everything I sort of drive as the owner of the business, from being, right, how much money are we making? How many people are seeing? What's our turnover? What's our profit? What's the profit margins like? How are we going to expand? That all went out the window. For the first time, the business wasn't run on numbers and business plans. I came back after having some time off, after really suffering. I'm looking back on it, yeah, I probably had the depression, certainly struggled taking it in and understanding, and I did speak to someone, but it took me some time to do that. And for me, it wasn't as easily accessible as what I would have liked, and there was a lot of stuff to go through, which made the process a little bit harder for me. So I used that experience to say, right, well, how can we make our business better? How can we help people out there? How can we help people that, one, hopefully not ever have to feel in a position where they'd want to do that? 2, how do we stop this from escalating to that? 3, how do we help and support people that are, supporting people that have issues, and B, support people that unfortunately may see someone or may lose someone or may see someone suffer from this. So there's a whole collective around it as to why the business needed to supply something in which we can help with. So at that moment in time, we delivered our app. We put that in place where employees would go onto this, employees would pay for them as a monthly subscription, and they would get free discounts on everything from fitness, mental health, active days out, rewards, massages, you name it. We delivered right across the board in terms of exclusive discounts for our members. They then had a stats zone where they could track and monitor stats. So like your Fitbits and Apple Watch that everyone's got, you can put your data in it, monitors whereabouts you are in terms of an average person, although average could be widely associated. And the third part was our contact center. So this is the part which really drove this into the app and really drove this next step of the business. So for us, we wanted somewhere where people could talk to professionals. So we created a WhatsApp service within our app where basically you can talk to any fitness professional, mental health professional, counsellor, financial advice. You can get that personalised professional advice at the touch of your fingertips, and that's something that in this modern day, in this world, everyone, if you're sat on the bus on the way home from work and don't want to speak to someone, you've got an option to. And I think that's huge. That's really huge, and something I really proud myself on, and the team that works for me really are proud on what we do on that front. The fourth section was a reward section, so we have partnerships like Odeon Cinema and things like that, where we get half-price cinema tickets. So we offer them to our members and work with employers to deliver that on KPIs, on attendance, or on fitness-related goals, so number of steps, heart rate, things like that. So yeah, we rolled that out into a lot of companies in terms of a trial process. And at this moment in time, this is where we sort of looked and said, right, well, how are we going to engage with a lot of people? And that's our USP, engagement, because it's all well and good having the best product out there, but if no one uses it and no one engages with it, it's pointless. I happened at that moment in time to meet Luke as through a mutual connection, and we became good friends, and basically told him about the business, what I wanted to do. And outside of his football life, Luke shares the same passion, and he's always wanting to help people. And it's where we created that first partnership as to, right, well, we can use obviously our ambassadors to help promote our brand, hence why Luke is the face doing the workouts and not me, because apparently people want to see his face more than mine, which I find hard to believe, but apparently it's so. So our ambassadors are people that obviously share our vision, our goal, and what we want to achieve. And moving forwards, they're going to play a key part in that. So fast forward onto today, which probably a year later, we still working within companies, but we wanted to really take our product to the whole market as well. We've got plans, and we've already started those plans in terms of setting up a foundation and non-for-profit organisations as well to drive some money back into our charity in order to deliver our services to those who are hard to reach. So those who have either been in foster care, or they might be financially struggling and can't afford to access these types of things, unemployment, things like that. And we want to start in Sunderland because that's where I grew up. I went to university there. My first business was based from there. Obviously Sunderland's association with Luke, and a lot of the team are based from around Sunderland. Our offices are in Sunderland. So for us, that's the way to go. But obviously we have got huge aspirations, and we do work across the country with multiple organisations that have outlets up and down the country. So for us, it's a base, but in terms of project and in terms of what we want to achieve and do, that's got to be nationwide. So from my point of view and our team's point of view, we've got the capability to do that. So it'd be silly not to. I think for us, this video is also important to bring on what's coming in probably the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even sooner by the time this video goes out, is we're going to release a podcast series called Spot the Difference. So we feel it's very important for people with stories to come out and let people know all about them. And again, using our ambassadors, using celebrity and high profile people to tell their story about challenges that they've had, so hopefully resonate with other people, so that they can understand they're not the only people going through this, and whether that be mental health problems, whether that be financial difficulties, whether it be fitness, spend a lot of time overweight and what impact that's had. A lot of issues that we see in day-to-day from a business point of view all sort of play a part in a holistic wellbeing circle, as we like to call it. So whether you're overweight or underweight, or perfectly fine on weight, but you're struggling financially, this all has a big effect on your mental health and what that has to play in your everyday day-to-day lifestyle, which is sort of why we pride ourselves on our mental health delivery and the services that we've got in place, which you'll find out later down the line. I know there's some content due to be released on that front as well, and what we're offering and what we're going to do in the next few weeks with this current situation. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But for me, the main purpose of this is obviously just to highlight people that in the next couple of weeks, the Spot the Difference is going to be launched, and we hopefully that you'll all tune in for this and keep your eyes peeled, and you will see stories that will move people and hopefully inspire people and help people get through tough times that they may be feeling. And we had plans to release this a month ago, or start filming 6 weeks ago, but obviously the current situation has meant that the first few are all going to have to be done via Zoom and online, so the quality isn't the best, but we feel the content is important and it's good, and it's something that people now more than ever could really do with. So we've gone old school. We're not going to be perfect in terms of quality, but the quality of the content is going to be, we think, second to none. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. Make sure you subscribe to watch out for that. We felt it was important that you hear our story as a business and my story as an individual as to where we've come over the last 6 years and how we've come to this point and what our plans are moving forwards. As I say, our products are going to be opened up to the whole population, and there's exciting things to come which will be drip fed as and when. I don't want to give everything up at the minute, and I think the timing's got to be right, and that's why at the moment during this current crisis all of our content is going to be free. Everything we can do for free is going to be done, trust me about that, and obviously if we can raise money on the back of that, even better. But that's the focus for us as a company, is to make people become fitter, healthier and hopefully happier. And again, if we can do that in this current climate by providing free content, happy days and free services, even better. And then down the line, obviously opening up what we normally use and sell and deliver in a corporate commercial environment, open up that up to the public so everyone's got access to that, then I think we're on to a winner. And hopefully the goal of helping as many people as possible, that's what it'll always be about for us as a company, and certainly something that I strive to push for and make sure that it's embedded in every employee and every person that works for and with us. That is our mission in life, to help as many people as possible. And if we can help one person from taking their own life, or one person out of a deep dark depression cycle that they're in, then that's great. Or someone out of financial difficulty, then I think we've done our job. So yeah, just an overview as to us as a company. Thanks again for all your messages and so much interest. It's been absolutely overwhelming, I think is the correct word for how I feel in terms of the interest and the engagement that we've had from a social point of view and releasing content out to the public. So thanks for all your support again. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled, and any questions, please feel free to fire them into one of the channels and one of the guys will get back to you with any information. So yeah, spot the difference due to be released. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled, subscribe, like, and hopefully, as I say, we'll see you guys soon. Stay safe and stay well. Cheers.